How's everyone doing at Shepherd's Light Ministry? Day 1 of eating. How's it feel? Is everyone excited? What did you eat this morning? I had a half of a hard-boiled egg and some fruit. And I'm ready to dive into some more fruit or vegetables or something. I'm not sure yet, but something. I'm getting the soup on today, and we're going to have soup for dinner, which without noodles. But we are going to have some carrots in it and some other things, and we're going to eat some soup. I'm excited about that. So how's everyone else doing? I hope you're all hanging in there. Feels good to be eating. At first, when you start eating, your body's kind of like, what's going on? Like your body, your mind, like everything's just kind of like, I don't know, it's weird. But then after you go to sleep and get up, you're fine. It only lasts a few hours. It's kind of like your body trying to process, like, did you just give me something that I haven't had for a while? And then they're like, do we like this? Do we not like this? Do we want to accept this? Not? Yeah, it's like a big fuzzball. But we're through that. Make sure you try to, if you haven't gone to the bathroom and your digestive system is totally shut down, make sure you hammer the fruits and vegetables. Try not to eat like meat or anything until you get that back up and going. Start eating some cabbage this week at some point if you can. That gets your prebiotics back in your system. And it helps your system go too. Cabbage is always good to end and start with. We are not at the cabbage level yet here. We just did fruits and a little bit of egg and some steamed vegetables. And then we're going to go on to we're just going to add some broth to our vegetables today and give us a little bit of a different flavor. Give us a little more nutrients. I made some bone broth, so I'm excited. And it's supposed to get really cold. So this soup thing's like, it's that time to be doing some soup. And then I'm going to freeze some of the rest. I'm going to freeze the rest of the broth. That way we can maybe make soup with noodles next week or the week after. I don't know. It's supposed to be cold. So when it's cold, soup's good. So I'm going to freeze some soup. And we also got some fish. Day 3, we're going to have fish and baked potatoes. I'm so excited. I love baked potatoes. So fish and baked potatoes. I am excited. And the potatoes are from the garden. So they're going to be extra special good because I put some love into them. But the next couple of days is basically fruits and vegetables for us. Because, see, we haven't eaten for 3 weeks. We try to take 3 days. This is just how we do it. We try to take 3 days to get back into regular food. That's why. And then we're going to start fish. We've never done fish. This is the first year. We usually do a little bit of meat, but we're going to go fish this year. So do your research, figure things out yourself. I am not a doctor. I am just simply on here telling you what works for us, how we do it, and how we discovered to be successful within this process. This is what works for us. Some people can't have fish. We had one here. She ate so much fish after the fast. And we should be eating fish at least a couple times a week. So it's up to you. Figure it out. What works for you. We change things up every year. We read people's things. I do like Bob Rogers because he fasts a lot. He fasts like 115 days a year. To me, that's an expert because he's been doing this for years at 115 days a year. I do like listening to how he breaks the fast and how he gets onto the fast, his pre-fast and his post-fast. And that's basically the information that I pass on to you. We also follow Ted Shuttlesworth Jr. and we pass his pre and post off, which him and Bob agree with a lot, and then they also have their own little ways as well. So we combine the two and do according to what works for us. So do what works for you. Those two are the ones we follow because to us, they fast the most. They teach on it the most. And they're like diehard fasters. They're like my fasting information. It's like I go to other people, other ministries for other things if you need it and you need a little bit of help. Like Kenneth Hagin, I love his prayer information and his prayer book, and to me, Kenneth Hagin, he's a prayer warrior. So you just lean towards people that you find that has really good information that works for you. So those are the two. Sorry, still not awake. Got to eat. Now my body's like, what is going on? How many of you yawned when I did that? So do what works for you. That's all I gotta say. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a health expert in this. I'm just passing on information. So use your own Google information and decide what works for you. I don't really have a lesson for you today. I just wanted to check in and see how everyone's holding up now that you're eating. I also wanted to say congrats. Like, you made it through the fast. This is year 5 for us. I don't know how many years you're on, but congrats, even if it's your first year. Even if it's your first fast, even if you didn't make it the whole way, congratulations. You did something and you pressed into God. If you just keep going. Keep reading the Word. Keep praying. Finish Revelations. Finish the New Testament. Just get it done and you'll feel so good. It's like such a great accomplishment because you finished the New Testament. It's like, yes. So just finish it. Keep going, keep plugging in, hang in there, stay with it. You got this. But we got to keep our spiritual life and our oil burning, right? And we got to surrender to God. And surrendering to Him is saying, hey, yes, we're a willing vessel. That's part of it. We need to be willing. And we need to surrender to Him, say, use me any way you want. But we also need to surrender as far as, being willing, reading our Word, praying, and things like that. So keep going, keep surrendering, keep pressing in. And I was laughing because I saw that this snowstorm's coming. And I'm like, I started laughing because I'm like, okay, this winter has been as close to the winters as when I was a kid, which was pretty exciting. And everyone's panicking because we haven't had snow in years, it feels like. Well, welcome to PA. This is the way it's supposed to be. I'm excited. I was also excited because I'm like, okay, this gives me reason and everyone else reason to continue pressing into the Lord. Stay home. Press into the Lord. I was almost laughing. I'm like, God, did you do this on purpose? The people have to stay home and press into your Word and not lose what they got out of this fast. I was laughing. I always look at things like that. I'm like, is this you, God? Because He does give us the snow and He does have control of it. And it says that in Job 37:6. And when He tells the snow to fall on the earth. So this shows us He has control of the snow, right? So is this Him? And snow also in the Bible represents, it's actually so Job shows that God has power over it, right? But Revelations 1:14 shows that there's purity and forgiveness in snow. And what's His nation need? Purity and forgiveness, right? And Revelation, the Son of Man of Jesus, with hair white like wool, white as snow. And then Psalms 51:7 says, purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. So I'm like, is this God saying that is this Him kind of giving us a message? I know we shouldn't really look at it this way, but I looked at Him like, okay, God, this is you. This snow is you. And this is you showing us something or doing something. And I'm just going to be thankful for it and praise him. So enjoy the snow. Get your fuzzy socks out. Get your blankets. Get a hot pot of soup on. Stock up on some tea. Make sure you have some water. We got some water here. We know we're ready for water. For some reason, there's been an awful lot of water breaks, and everyone's worried about the snow. And I'm like, it's supposed to be really cold the following week. I'm more worried about the cold than I am the snow. Because one, I know if I was a kid, I'd want to be out playing in that snow, and it's supposed to be really cold. And that's one reason I'm like, cold. The other thing is, all these pipes have been breaking in this city. People keep losing water pressure. And I'm like, with this cold, like, what's going to happen with all these pipes that keep breaking? So I was more concerned about the cold. I made sure we had some water, something we make sure we have anyways. And with us coming off the fast, we need water. So we did have fast. We went to the store yesterday. We had no other option. I'm not going to say we panic bought, because we didn't. We actually had to go to the store because we've been fasting for 21 days and we don't have any fresh food. So we had to go get eggs. We had to go get fruit. Ours was not panic buying. Ours was, we're coming off the fast and we're hungry buying. Pastor Rick wanted the whole store, not because it's going to snow, because he was hungry from fasting. Total different shopping. It's almost the same concept without the toilet paper. We did not buy toilet paper. We don't need toilet paper. But yeah, we don't usually panic buy. Sometimes we do go make sure we have a few things. And we had to anyways because of that fast. But I always go because I look at it this way. If I don't have to go anywhere, I don't have to go anywhere. I am one less person on the road. That helps the snowplows get the roads clear, and that if you're not on them, I'm not in the snowplow's way. I don't have to worry about anyone else. I could just stay home, get in my Bible. I'm excited about that. I'm like, yes, this is a way for me to stay home, get in my Bible. Pastor Rick and I picked out a couple puzzles. We're like, we are ready to stay home for a day or two. And we actually need it. We wanted to stay home and just kind of like isolate ourselves anyways after the fast and just figure things out and process everything. So this is why I said, like, we shouldn't look at things as a sign, but this was like God played everything perfectly into the way we wanted to do it anyways, was to stay home, but bundle up with it, cuddle under a blanket, stay in his word, and just take some time to process and to reset ourselves after the fast. And that's what we're going to do. I encourage you to do the same thing. Stay in your word. Now, don't panic buy, but don't be like, okay, I can still go out and get stuff. Like, if you don't have to leave, don't leave. Why? And don't buy the store up. Honestly, like, you don't need a month's supply of stuff. You just need a little bit in case your power goes out or in case the water goes out. That's all. Don't catch yourself short, but don't live in fear and go crazy. Like, yes, we should be prepared, just like we don't want our oil to go dry spiritually. We don't want to go into a snowstorm and have nothing in the fridge. I mean, that's just common sense. Some people do it, I know, but you shouldn't. Make sure you have your basic necessities. Don't overbuy. Don't live in fear, but don't go into the stupid. We got our eggs and we got our fruits and our vegetables, and I'm putting a pot of soup on. Leave your water drip. We did go through and caulk some more things, more cracks in that. Make sure there's no cracks, like where the cold air can go in, but the hot air can go out, because it is supposed to be really cold next week. That is and I just said this, like, I'm more concerned about that cold weather than I am about the snow. So make sure your house is as winterized as you possibly can. I know sometimes it's financial situations. I know sometimes it's like you rent or whatever. Do the best you can. Plastic on your windows is a lifesaver, and it saves you so much energy. It keeps so much cold out. That's the purpose, is to keep cold air out and hot air in. Do something to that effect to keep cold out and hot air in. Plastic on your windows. If you don't have caulking, they used newspaper back in the World War II and the Depression and all that. Literally, they shoved newspaper in the cracks. You could put, there's a pipe under our sink, for example. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? Pastor Rick didn't have time. And I was trying to do dishes the other day, and there's so much cold air. I shoved a grocery bag in it, wrapped a towel around the pipe, and I was like, there we go. And guess what? I didn't feel that breeze when I was washing the dishes. And this is something that's common under most people's sinks. So just, especially when you have brick, because the brick somehow just like sucks that cold in. Just make sure it's little things like that, that there's not cold air coming in and you're not losing your heat, just in case something happens. Plus, it keeps your bills low. Don't give that money over to the utility company. Put it in your pocket. Put it back in the kingdom. Don't let the enemy devour it. I don't care if you rent. I don't care if you are on a program that pays for your stuff. Like, cover the stuff up. Don't waste the heat. Why? Even our doors that are sealed, too, I have a towel or a blanket in front of them. Even though they're really tightly sealed, I put a towel or blanket just to give us a little more, just to seal it off. Just a little bit more. That's all you got to do. Keep things sealed. Keep the air, the cold out and the hot in. That's the goal. Do the best you can. Stay warm. Me, I'm a cold person, so I do everything possible to keep it warm. I really do. Open your curtains in the day. The one curtain I opened this morning and the sun was beating in, and I opened it and it was so nice and warm. And I just stood there for a second and soaked in the sunlight and the vitamin D and the warmth and the sun. And I was like, oh, this is just amazing. So open the curtains in the day. Close them at night. You should have thick curtains in the wintertime because that keeps the heat out. And do the best you can to keep things heated up in your house. Like, there's little things that you can do in little ways. And then you don't have to worry when it's as cold as it's going to be next week. And you don't have this, obviously, your bills are going to increase, but they won't get out of control. And just know this is coming from God. This extra cold does do some things. Like, it's good for the seeding when you're in the garden. Yeah, I'm going to go back to garden. It really does. Like, you need it to go really cold for a week because this is like part of winter sowing and it kills the seeds off. Kind of like how we died our sin. It lets the seed die, right? And then it sprouts up. If it doesn't go through that process, some of the seeds don't die. It also kills some of the bugs that we don't want. If we don't have a really cold season, then we have more bugs than we really should. So a week with the cold is really good because it keeps our pest control, like keeps them under control, that they're still there because we need them, but they're not too bad. Like, they're controlled. It's good for our seeds so they grow right. And it also kills some germs. The extra cold kills certain germs that only comes from the cold, just like the heat. Only the heat kills only certain germs. So this is all, like, God knew what he was doing when he set the 4 seasons up. He knew what he was doing when he designed the earth the way that he did. We just have to appreciate it and be thankful. Don't complain about this. I don't like the cold either, but I pull my fuzzy socks off. I curl up under a blanket, which I made sure all my little blankies were washed. Yes. And I'll open my Bible, maybe a good book. There's a couple, Pastor Rodney's new book, on the Holy Spirit. I've been reading that. So I'll be curled up under a blanket reading that. So just enjoy it. Enjoy it and be thankful. Praise him. Be content in all things, just like Paul says. Be content. Be thankful that we have these seasons and that God's just doing his thing that he needs to do. And know that it's his power that brings the snow. And he's bringing it for a reason. It also, like, we do got to watch because sometimes there's flooding when the snow melts like this. But it also brings so much water, and we're less likely to have a drought in the summertime when we get snow like this, because it fills the rivers up in the waterways. Like, you start looking into this stuff and you'll see you won't complain about it as much, is what I'm trying to get at. I'm trying to make you feel good about this and look at the positives, not the negatives. So enjoy. God knows what he's doing. Don't let your lamp run dry. That's what he's doing. He's saying, stay in, cuddle under that blanket. If you got a fireplace, turn it on. Wish I had a fireplace. Sit there with a cup of coffee and a cup of tea and a good, in the Bible, nothing better. So plug in today and have a blessed day. I will see you all tomorrow at church. Or no, wait, today's Friday. My days have been all messed up. Today's Friday. Saturday, then we'll see you at church Sunday. We will still have church. Thank you, Andrew's Tree Service. They are plowing the driveway for y'all. We will have church Sunday, no matter what the roads are like. If you can't make it, it's okay. We'll be online. I know some people just don't even see a snowplow, so you really might not be able to get out, but we do live in PA. We should know how to drive. We are doing this for Jesus. Get your butt to church. We'll see you here if you can. We've driven in this even when we didn't have the church. Yeah, we don't have to drive tomorrow, this Sunday. We're blessed. But we have driven in this to go to church, so it's okay. We live in PA. This is where we live. If you don't know how to drive in the snow, you're a new driver, stay home. It's okay. And we know we have a bunch of walkers that are going to make it here no matter what, because y'all walk and we love you. So our doors will be open. We will still have some breakfast, and I am trying to make some homemade muffins for breakfast. We don't have many bagels. I didn't buy many because we have some muffins left over, and I'm making another batch of muffins. So it's going to be a muffin Sunday with probably, we may have some hard-boiled eggs. So have a blessed day. I will see you all Sunday. Love you.